All right. I'm finally here, guys. Hello. Oh, there we go. So for those of you who are just tuning in, I just recently, today I decided I will be transitioning my usual stream time from 5 to 8 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time to 9 o'clock uh, Eastern Time. So, p.m. I should clarify. 6 to 9. That was not the intended design, but I only have stamina for about 3.5 hours ish. So but that also depends on the day. But anyway, so 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That's the new schedule. And other news, I got my haircut today. I think I posted. A picture of what my hair looked like Sunday. So it's like a pretty modern picture. Let me find it real quick. All right. So if we were to go to here, open the desktop, there we go. That's what my hair used to look like. I mean, that's pretty short. I mean, like here on the side, it's like you can kind of like see through my hairs, I guess, see my scalp, but yeah, there was no chance with this. So yeah, got a haircut. Anyway, we'll be playing some PUBG today with the aim of getting a few. Ooh. My microphone, it has moved on me. All right. Anyway, got me a haircut. This is what I used to look like. This is me. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the games, huh? We're gonna pull up, maybe? There we go. Okay. So, arcade mode, TDM, just get warmed up. Well, yeah. I played some games, or a few games over the weekend on my offline account, but some were test servers, some weren't, and just overall, my performance lately on duos specifically has not been great. So anyway, I guess MP5 is what I got. Do 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 do. 3x scope, come on. Get a reload on that real quick. Ow. I feel like this is going to be a really bad idea. Crazy sheep, I need your gun. Or do that. That's cool too. MP5. MP5. Ow. That should not have been a headshot, but whatever. Dude, move. Yeah, dude, vaulting, man, it kills. Oh, yeah. Groza? Huh. Alright. Cool. More ammunition! 11 and 2. Wonderful. MP5. Super OP. Love it to death. Should be on every map. Too bad I'm not going to be using the MP5 on every map. Okay, it's probably safe to go here. Really? They're really trying to boot. Ugh. I saw him like way too late. Jesus. Solution, just don't peek the ship. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Let's fix that. Glad you saw that, and I did. Thanks, Brock. Are they like all on the boat? I feel like they're all on the boat. Yeah. Like I could probably do this cross like safely. Oh, nice shot. Huh. Okay, come on, peek. I have to wait for that. I wasn't sure about that. Okay. How you doing, Brock? It's been a little bit. It's not the same guy. Woohoo! That one actually scared me. Alright, let's cross here. I don't know if that P90 is ours or not. Okay. Did that guy just disappear? I think that guy disappeared. Alright. I would say I'm sufficiently warmed up, yeah? Yeah, we're sufficiently warmed up. Well, got one win of the day. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, today's drink of the day is Izzy. Now, here's the thing, is like, I don't do carbonated drinks. However, I do make the exception for this, because I don't get very many of these. Paramo, great. Let's see. Focus, maybe. Can you read that? I don't know if you can read that. Oh, there we go. Sparkling apple. So, and then I also have one here that I'll probably do tomorrow, is sparkling clementine. So, this will be what I drink if anyone redeems Hydrate today. You know what I should do? I should get a mini fridge and like put it right down here. And that way, like, any hydrate, I can just grab it and it'd be cold. Because these are room temperature right now. Ooh. Ugh. Hey, I really do appreciate that you told me my sound was off, Brock. Like, thank you. Yeah, I changed the audio stuff over the weekend and, as well as kind of technically yesterday. Because I didn't actually stream on this computer. I am now doing a 1PC stream setup. Now that the drivers for the encoders on the new RTX GPUs are actually worth it, in my opinion. Because I noticed that when I would stream prior to going to PC on this card, like, it would look great on stream, but only in certain places. Like, for instance, if I was to move in, like, a really grassy spot, so, like, just say this grass here, it would look blocky, like, really bad. But, like, stand still, looks great. But, like, let's say I was to run in a barren open, kind of like this, it would also look great. But it was when it was trying to, like, alias things, it was just not working. So, now that some drivers have fixed the encoders, I'm back to one PC stream. I may do 2 PC stream in the future again, but I would need a better capture card for it. But as far as I can tell, though, I don't have a major performance hit doing this anymore either. But also way back in the day, I tried to use the encoders on the 1080s that I had, the GTX 1080s. Which I still have. Like, it's in my would-be streaming PC if I was still on that, you know? It's just whatever. I genuinely don't care where I go, so let's go here. Why not? This guy's gonna beat me here, probably. Hello? Hello? No? Okay. Okay. Two down. Potentially one to go. That's not what I wanted. I'm not so sure that was the same guy. Oh, why is SMG so good? You're welcome. I cleaned him out for you. SMGs are so good. It's an interesting one. I don't think I've heard of this playlist. This playlist, by the way, is Rivers Rhythms. You can find it on Spotify, or you can type rhythms, ! Rhythms in the chat. Ooh. Oh, that's got a kick to it. And not like the carbonation, no, like the flavor, like, ugh. But what was it again? Sparkling apple, something like, yeah, it was like sour apple. I was gonna say lime, but I was like, that can't be right. But it's got a little bit of a twang to it, like, wow. Ugh. Yeah, the carbonation, though, isn't actually all that bad. It's actually pretty manageable. Anyway, we got an Erangel. Where'd it go? Wow, that's... Woo! it's all like weird, twisted way. It's kind of invigorating. Ugh. Reinvigorating. Ugh. I think I'm okay. That was weird. Oh yeah, look at me. Yeah. Look at that ass. Look at. Wait a minute. That isn't even remotely what they should look like in the icon. Oh, where do I go? Do a farm drop, why not? Alright, I didn't even pay attention to how many potential bots we have. If I had to guess, we have 3 or 4. That's just my guess. I have no idea. Do. We're going to farm. Do I want to land here? Do I want to land out here? That's the question. I think I'm going to land out here, actually. But I want to get spray onto this house. Aha! The name of this song that you were just listening to is Slow It Down, and that was the instrumental variation. Kind of had like a groovy-ish vibe to it. I don't know, let's listen. Yeah, groovy-ish vibe. Alright. You know, when my mom said I was always bad, she was going to send me to the funny farm. Let's do something funny at the farm. Now keep in mind, I was actually a really good kid growing up. Like, I wouldn't say my, like, in terms of, like, my grades, I wouldn't say they were, like, top-notch or anything. Like, I try to keep at least B's. I did graduate, though, with a 3.8. So that was actually a really good accomplishment on my part. Which is actually really impressive considering, that my freshman year was a 2.9. I did not care my freshman year. Alright. Got nobody coming. Alright, so that guy went warehouse. Okay, there's no chance I could see him from here. Like a helmet or a vest. That would be great. There he is. I can't push him right now. He's clearly looking for me, though. I don't like this grip, or this scope. Just crossed over. Someone else just shot at him. I'm gonna move back. I have meds to fight whoever it is. I'm more impressed that I even shot the guy. I might actually pick up that EMT gear here in a minute. Got one bandage right now. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That one. Nothing really great out here for me. Alright. Now we push that guy. Assuming SKS guy isn't ready to shoot me already. I don't think this guy has any idea. No way! That was 2 headshots! No freaking way, I gotta see this. No headshot. No. No. Those were headshots, bro. Hey, GG's. Crondro. There's no way. You know what? I'm gonna pull that up on stream right now. Pulling it up right now. Desktop. Okay. Get a instant replay. Let's go. Okay, ready? Speed, half speed. Okay, obviously he hears me. Okay, we got that. Okay, here we go. Let's full screen this. Ready? Here we go. Okay, I should see him right about now. Okay. That should be 3 headshots. 100%. Either aim punch got me, lag got me, or something else entirely, but for sure. That was 3 whole headshots. What was that guy on the hill doing is what I want to know. I legit originally thought that guy I was looking at was the SKS guy from earlier. Do. Simmer down a river. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I did over the weekend. My camera box now changes colors. So now it's, you know, it's going into, I think it's a purple is next. Yep, there it is. There's purple. And then it'll go into like a magenta-ish red. And then it'll go in red, and then it'll go into orange, and then yellow, and so on until it's back to light blue. Yeah, I fixed it. So it's not the static anymore. Hello? PUBG? Got a minute 20 here. Alright, let's try that again. Come on. Throw me in a game, let's go. Just, you know, grab me up and go like that. Here I am, now I'm live. I don't even know if a Panzerfaust shooting at a Chinook would even work. Alright. Here we are, Tago. Oh, I don't even know where to go to Tago. Should we go Puck Sansa? I feel like I go here a lot. I really do. I feel like I go like this side. More recently this side of Puck Sansa, but I feel like I go to here as a whole a lot. So let's diversify it a little bit. Where can I go? I can go to studio. I could, yeah, I could do a song am. Could go to school. Last time I did school, it didn't end up so good. Like, I was the victor, yes. And I drove to this compound where I fought a guy from over here. And he ended up killing me in within like a 10-minute space of time. Like, it was really short. I will never land here. Ever. Not a chance. And the reason for it I got plenty of time. Look how open this is. Okay, look at it. So let's just say we're going in for the plane path. So we're facing this way, right? So we go in, and let's just take this building for example. There's two more just like it on the other side of this big white one. Okay, you can shoot through this going up. Now, I don't know if they've patched this yet, but previously you could not shoot down. So if you were first floor, you were set. You could shoot these guys all day long. And there's no, yeah, like the second floor actually kind of sucks. It's all in the hallways. Okay, this building, actually, yeah, this building's okay. But like to push anywhere is kind of difficult. I mean, that's a vast expanse from this wall to, say, this car. Okay. And I think that building's just like it. But now we go into the main. Okay. You can go up to the third floor? The technical third floor is right there. And that, I believe, you can go to by going on these stairs, going around or whatever, right? But it's 2 floors. It's super open, and it has this glaring problem still. You cannot, I'm still pretty sure, shoot down. But they could have patched this, but I don't come here for that reason. It's because I don't know if they've patched it, and knowing PUBG, they probably haven't. And this is the other thing, is that if you get to this spot, and you can stay here for the majority of the time, you're set. Like, the only way they're going to get you off of this is with a blue zone grenade. Grenades just won't cut it here. You'd have to land it perfectly in this spot, but then I could just save. I'm fine. It's like, Holstein Prison? No. Do not go here. I don't recommend it. Hoppo's okay. It's meh. Meh. It's okay. Where'd my music go? What the heck? Just noticed. Alright. Kangyang or Hoyang? Hoya! Where to go? Where to go? I'll go to Songam. I don't think I've ever dropped here. Like, off a drop. I know I've been here for a late game, though. That's actually kind of nice music for a plane ride. Oh, yeah. Ugh. I keep forgetting that has such a twang, like, flavor to it. It's weird. Alright. Game time. Do 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 do. I can't be alone, can I? That would kind of suck. Two shoots there. Okay. I don't see anybody. Well, it appears that I'm alone. Hooray. Oh, come on. No! Okay. That was not the design of dropping here. The intention of dropping here was to be alone. That was definitely not it. But since I'm here, I'll loot it, whatever. So they went to school. Fine. Why not? Let's grab an SKS. And a K2. Red dot. Thank you very much. I'll grab this grip in case I decide to swap for a scar. Oh, that's leaf. I was like, what was that? In case I decide to go for a or a scar. If I can get a scar, that would actually be great. I'd love it. But I don't think I can. I don't think it spawns on this map unless it's in the blue circle things. What the heck? That was weird. It just vaulted the wrong thing. Alright. Scope, maybe? 6x. Hey! Now we're talking. I love crouch jumping. So good. I love it. Ooh. Bird grip, don't mind if I do. Oh, an M249. Ooh, that is honestly tempting. I probably should grab 10 of these. Okay, butt pan, smoke nade. Do I have any lethals? I do not. Hello. Thank you. Painkiller. Another 2-4. Oh man. Listen, game. If you can provide me another extended mag, I will pick you up. No joke. I will pick up the 249. There's my M4. Flash hider. Okay, that's always a plus. I just wanted to saw a frag or something right there. Alright. Let's grab 30 more. Got plenty of ammunition. Make our way out, I guess. Could use a tech stock. That'd be good. Maybe. 4 times. Also be good. Barrel. Yeah, I'll pick it up. See if I can still do any 4 times sprays. Been practicing 3x mainly. I wonder if I can still do 4. Cheek pad. 2 helmet. There's the extended mag. Do I go back for it? Or do I just wait till I run into another one? Yeah, it's interesting. Why have a can? Like, look at this. Why have a canister of just 1 instead of just have it with 5? Oh, that's not what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? PUBG logic. Oh, I'm stuck on a light. It's like, why? Why am I stuck? Can I vault this? No, okay. There's something there. No frags. Alright, I think I'm set. Let's go. Give a run through these warehouses, I'm thinking. Oh, that's just a tack pack. I was gonna say if it's a pickup, that'd be great. That up. That up. What's in here for me? Why do I have... Oh. Why do I have that? Got more ammo for this. For my guns. Okay, well, looks like I'm pretty set. Cool. What is the weight of the 6X? 20? 15? Okay. Oh, there's a car. Cool. I'm gonna get out of here. Do. Got a compensator. Got Mark 12. I have my ideal loadout, like my favorite kind. I do need to work on my bolt actions. Interestingly, I didn't see one. Maybe I did, and I just didn't recognize that I did. Okay, right there. Haha. Man, I hate that I have to use the restroom every time I start the stream, or shortly thereafter. Like, that sucks. Alright. Go up that hill. And because this is solos, I could realistically just drive around constantly. And anyone who shoots me, sure, whatever. Shoot me. That drop is late, like really late. I have to cross a field. I do hate it when I have to do that. Crossing the fields on Tego, because they're like moisture fields, you know, they're just so awful. Drift. What the heck is that? Is that a flipped over car? Oh, it's like a combine or something. It's weird. Alright. Oh, there's the drop. Jeez, what is up with that bar in my face? Okay, there's the drop way out there. Is there anyone gonna shoot at me? Anyone? Alright, good thing I'm crossing now, right? Ain't no one gonna hit me. I'm not about to just stop on somebody. That just sounds like a recipe for death. No one? Anyone? I want to hear some shots. I mean, I know where that... It's over there. Okay. There's a weird flicker going on in the distance. I think it's just a rendering bug. Okay, I have outcamped the camper. I have no idea where that guy went, but I don't know if he'll end up stopping to shoot me or not. Is there anyone out there? No? I heard a canine shot. I feel like I should see whoever it is. I like my hill here, or my little rock. It's nice. Okay, who are you shooting, and where are you shooting from, sir? Could be in that compound. It just sounds like a little bit to the left. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna take a painkiller and go down there. Come right back here, though. Ooh, good thing I did. Woohoo! Alright. It's not what my intended goal was. Oh, hey, look at that. Anything for me? Let's go over grip. Okay, I definitely heard a Z'd out. There it is. Oh, it's just gonna go. Alright. Ow. Looking for you, dude. Shoot him. P90. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Don't suppose any of these other ones had anything. Okay. Well, what the frick? A little bit of a lag spike there. Okay. That was not intentional. I got enough ammo for that. Okay. So the crate's down here by the water. I'm spending way too long here. This guy have any frags? He does. Okay. One. Got 3 smoke canisters, I guess. Alright. About you, sir, did you have any additional frags that I could maybe have? Okay, you know what? That's a guy. Oh. Okay. 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 Clear out anybody over here. Somebody on the bridge there. I'm not gonna shoot at him though. Suppressor anymore. Okay. that really a guy right there? Yeah, this guy's still at the truck. That looks like a dude. Like, seriously and straight up. My car. It's not in. Anybody out here? My car should be like right here. Oh, it's because it's a flipped car. Oh, there's 100% a guy there. Why did it pull that out? No one dares shoots. I know where this one guy is. I wouldn't put it past. There's somebody in that shack. I'm just gonna just run over in bushes. Shoot me, somebody. Somebody at that tower. Six alive, guys, come on. Third SKS guy. Not really him. Not really him. Oh, because I stopped. It didn't keep going. Bro, why won't anyone else shoot? Like, seriously. Let's see how this guy plays out. Okay. So, what do we know? Okay, we now know that there's a guy here. We also know there's a guy down here. And there should be a guy somewhere out here. So we know where everybody is now. And this guy is prone. Okay. You're gonna reload now. Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy, I predict this guy is gonna die. I'm thinking that's a baited smoke. Yeah, this guy's in a pinch. You better smoke yourself now, dude. There's no chance you're surviving. I wish I could just like sky cam and just cast the rest of this game. That'd be bonkers. And here we have 3 snakes. One at the shed, gonna have to push in, coming in from the northwest. Whereas this PTB David, dude, he's right freaking there. Shoot him. You know where the other guy is. Oh, please be out of the zone. Please be out of the zone. Okay, you know that this guy on the left is the victor. Shoot him. Just go for it. What? Okay, everybody sucks. This guy with the QBZ is just like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot what I can. This guy met up. Yeah, this 15 times scope is way too much. Okay. Cool. You know, when I was trying to run the guy over originally, going backwards, but because the way the coop works, it J-tailed me, or J-turned. J-turned? I think that's what it's called, J-turning. Oh my god, that was... Oh my gosh, that was so freaking dumb. Alright, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. Alright. Alright, here we go. Play again. Man, I can't believe it, guys. Nobody. Ain't nobody shooting me for last 6 guys. You know what? No. I want to see how many people looked at me the whole time I'm driving. That was so dumb. Alright. Alright. Pause. Okay. Alright, here we go. We got trees here. Who's got a ghillie? Oh, very nice. This is like one of the few bushes. Oh wait, no, I did strafe this bush, didn't I? This guy shoots at me. This guy doesn't shoot him. Okay, I knew this guy was here, or about here anyway. I didn't suspect this dude. That is so freaking dumb. Okay, play. Okay, PTP David. Okay, let's go back like 3 seconds. Okay, sees me driving around. Okay, he does see him. Okay, I forgive him for now. Dave, just... Okay, I was gonna say just shoot him. Wait, why aren't you healing, Dave? Yeah, Dave, come on, you got 50 HP. You're one shot to basically everything. Okay, so he threw the grenades at me. Interesting. Okay, so this is the part where I die. See, I hit this tree and I back up, and it does this like full J-turn on me, and I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. This guy knows where I am, and yet he doesn't shoot him. Dude, that's like your free ticket to move to this shed right now. Okay, this shed would be really good unless they had a blue zone grenade, which I had, I guess. Okay, so now Trees has the right idea as I'm getting out of my car, okay? Bearded Dave, out of the zone. Gets pushed out, is not quite in, get chunked. Okay. Meanwhile, Trees gonna come up from the bottom here. Totally see him there healing up in the grass, or perhaps not. Let's turn off the x-rays here for a second. Yeah, Sarpeda. Dave, I know you lose this fight, buddy. Back a few more seconds. Okay. Crawls in. Heals. Dude, just get up and shoot him! Just get up and shoot him! What is going on? Dave, this guy was yours. What are you doing? You kill this guy, you can just go down this hill for free, dude. See, now you can shoot him. Yes. Okay, honestly, how you lose that fight's a good question, but that could just be the replay, okay? Meanwhile, Trees. will get shot by Sarpedon. Trees could be in a better spot, though. He's... Yeah, this is not a great spot if you're a ghillie, actually. You should probably ditch your or SKS. I would ditch the SKS right here. I just pull out the M4. That way there's nothing just poking out. I think that might be what Sarpedon... Okay, so let's see what Sarpedon sees. Okay, I think he sees that he's there. He's looking around. Oh, he sees the movement. Okay. Okay, so Sarpedon, you have a QBU. Yet you insist on staying at this tree. But you could... Okay, you know you hit him. You can easily wrap up and just shoot him, or you could wrap down and shoot him. But this is the point where David just shoots you in the face. Alright, so a few things to note here. In the endgame, okay? So let's keep going. Okay, let's go to after I die. Okay. Let's crank this up. Okay. Few things to note in the endgame. Sarpedon now knows where David is. Should immediately look his direction. Okay. Trees and Dave. Okay. Trees actually has the right idea. Using as much of this I wouldn't say 360 cover, because, well, it's not really cover, but as much of his bowl as he can. Okay, because this is honestly the best cover in the current zone right now. Dave, on the other hand, really dropped the ball here. He saw him go here. All he has to do is stand up and shoot him. David. Despite being the winner of the game, you are probably the most passive dude. Okay? And look at this. Like, yeah. Dave dropped the ball. Trees, good. I mean, good on you for surviving, really. But yeah, like, Sarpedon. Like, dude, you should be hunting for Dave right now. Or David. Okay, I mean, strafing trees, but here's the thing, though. Okay, you have these two trees, but you have a whole downhill that can see both these trees. So you actually kind of want to use the hill against anybody to your right, which is kind of what happens, okay? So let's pause this for a second. Okay, let's suppose he was to take this tree initially on his push down. David can clearly see him if he was crouched. Okay? Now he goes here. David can no longer see him because of the grass, but I'm not actually sure. Let's go to standing height, okay? You might be able to see him, but like it would be a little harder for him too, as opposed to this tree. So by going to this tree, Sarpedon actually made a good move. Well, I mean, as good a move as he could. Trees should have won this fight, honestly. And the reason I say that is positioning. David cannot see. Yeah, it's like even at crouch height, I don't think he could see this spot. Yeah, he'd have to stand and David to stand to see this spot. So trees probably has the best spot here at this particular tree. However, one tree in a wide open area, great spot for grenades. David, dude, just like, I genuinely don't know. Okay, Sarp. Use your DMR. Okay, actually, it's at this moment right here, actually, for sure, you need a wrap, okay? You know you hit him. You know he's going to probably heal. You see him healing, actually. So, like, yeah. Okay, let's go back, like, 12 seconds. Okay. Shoots trees. Hi, beans. Yeah, so, Sarpedon. Okay. Shoots this guy. I mean, his engagement isn't great. Okay, but he knows he hit him. but will not leave this tree. Look at this. This guy willingly stands still for a headshot. Trying to just put some trees into David here. Hey! That's pretty good, Beans. Good for you. I considered doing YouTube shorts, but I'm not sure what my content on the shorts would be. Anyway. Straight up, Beans. This was the most disappointing endgame. Check this out. Okay. Pause. If you were to look 6 alive, that is the spread of players. These two don't ever shoot each other. Like, really? Wait. Oh, it's these two, okay. Yeah, see, these two don't even shoot each other. You have high ground on majority of the... Yeah, but, okay, here's the other thing. This guy moves around. This guy 100% hears him. Here's the shots at him. Okay? Oh, that's a good nade. If it was cooked even just like a second longer, that would have been a good nade. Okay? Dave, what are you doing, mate? Meanwhile, me, okay? Look at me. I'm just driving around. Trees goes to the immediate bush to just hide. Okay? I'm driving around this entire time. Okay? This guy is the only one who shoots at me while I'm driving around. This guy actually kills me. Okay, but that's because I crashed into this tree and backed up, and then it stalled right there, and so you're just like... I am so freaking pissed. I heard him. Do I strafe these bushes? No, I don't. Huh. So... I am really salty about this. Okay. Throws 2 frags at this shack for some reason. I'm not really sure what Sarp here was doing. Or whatever. You got Warzone. Okay. Yeah, see, this is where I die. See, and stall. Stall. Like, why did it stop? That's what I want to know. I totally saw him, too. And I was trying to back into him, but it did like a J-turn on me. Oh, there goes my car. Rest in peace, Pony Coop, as you sink to the bottom of the ocean. Man, I am so freaking salty about that game. I was doing a good game, too. I think I had 6 kills, 7, something like that. Ugh. Solos, man. Nobody wants to shoot at the cars. A Warzone tourney and got second? Hey, that's good on you, bro. How many gulags did you have to redeem? Is it actually, you know, counter question or additive question? Is there gulag in solos? Do they even have solos? It's been so long since I played it. I have no idea the answer to any of those questions. There is a gulag on solos. Ah. Play with anyone I know? Alright. Okay, I think for solos this time around, I'm trying to diversify where I drop. Usually I drop Rozhok, If I don't drop Roz, it's Milta. If I don't drop Milta, it's like Severnir Zarki. I'm trying to diversify where I go. However, given the current... Oh, excuse me. Given the current selection, I think I'm going to go to yellow. Land in the water, go swimming. That would be something, wouldn't it? The team ahead of you is kind of correct. Yeah, my brother and cousin duoed up for a tournament once, and they didn't have like any like elimination structure to it. It was more like you just live stream your gameplay, and they who have the most kills gets the prize or whatever. Yeah, so but like they did cap it at like you couldn't be like a pro in any game whatsoever, like a ranked person anyway. So I got one guy with me, okay. So they went in and they did really well. Like they're oh man, this guy's gonna ooh, nice shoot. Really like that guy's shoot. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna grab this coupe and I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, I'll just grab the dacia, whatever. I think I'm gonna end up going out here. Yeah, because I'm gonna be late to any compound right now. And that's not ideal. I have a full tank of gas. Sweet. Okay, there's gonna be somebody at Barnes here, so I'm just gonna go wrap like really left. Out and around. Could have gone to that compound. I saw this like an out there floater, you know. I'm gonna go to this one in case the one guy's out here. Oh, I can't get in the windows. Dumb. Emergency pickup. Also heard about ad revenue change. Seems super stupid from really. Yeah, well, it's all about money, dude. It's all about the money. Yeah, I'll go scar this game. Why not? Yeah, a little bit of a lag spike. I don't know why that is. Like, it just seems bleh, randomly. Yeah, they gave me the notification yesterday that if I wanted a little bit more revenue from for streaming or running, I thought that was a first aid at first. If I wanted more revenue for my streams, that I should enable the ads at 3 minutes every hour, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that to my viewers. However, if I was to keep my, you know, I'm gonna go with that K9. But if I was to, like, do ads where it's at the start of every stream, like I have been doing, I wouldn't get any revenue from it, which really sucks, but whatever. 210. I actually don't need that much. Don't need any more of that either. Could use more meds. Yeah, I wouldn't get any revenue from any of the ads that play at the start of my stream, but no other time. So, and you know, I'm in this streaming thing to make money. That's the mindset I need to adopt in order to succeed, right? So I need to make money. But I don't want to do it at the cost of viewership, you know? It's not what I'm about. See, I try to have it at 1.5 minutes every, what was it, 30 minutes is what it says? Hour and a half? Wait. Yeah, every hour for 1.5 minutes, so minute 30. Which I feel is a fair trade. That's like the happy middle ground, I would think, because I would say that if I was to watch me, okay, and I got really engaged with me, the streamer, I would want as much, like, I would like to have interaction. So let's just say an ad plays mid-interaction. Like, yeah, that sucks, but then that also it's pretty likely that I, the viewer, would still keep watching to be invested, you know? But my ad still plays. Oh. What the heck did you say, dude? I just modified the chatbot so it wasn't as strict. So you must have said something that's still on the whitelist. Or blacklist. Blacklist. Because that thought just crossed my mind. Why do they call it a whitelist and a blacklist? It seems to have racial connotation, no? Yeah, I don't like the F word either. Evidence would suggest that no one came out here. Is that an extended? Dang it. Okay, I think I'm doing okay. Let's go around and shoot at some people, huh? Oh, wow, that's quite the zone. Okay, so we heard a bike go through here a moment ago. Okay. But where did he stop is the question. Whoa, shoot, tree. Not up here, he's in that two-story. That two-story wouldn't be bad, especially for a bridge camp. See, I'm just driving out here way too early. Like, I really should just hold back. Speaking at me from gas. See, this is the part where I just do my thing. Bridge camp. This particular spot on the bridge camp is pretty good. Except these bars kind of suck. Oh well. Yeah. That's Amazon for you. I think ever since they bought it, it's kind of gone downhill. Which is actually something else that I've been considering for the last few days. I've been thinking about moving to a platform called, I think it's Trovo? I think it's called Trovo. I don't actually know now. Okay, come on. Give me a car. I know you're still in over there, but you're gonna probably want to cross eventually, right? Just watching my back constantly. Worst case, I just hit the dirt right there, right? Yeah, look into it, would you, Beans, if Trovo was actually worth it or not. The reason I bring it up is I played PUBG test server the other day, and I had a guy going, "Yo, you stream it?" I'm like, "Yeah." You should try out this platform. Like, it's been great for my growth. You know. Well, that could very well be that it's just a smaller platform. Is why they don't make more money. You know, interesting. Let's see, what other streaming services have kind of come and, well, really died? Let's see, there was DLive. I remember DLive. Anybody? Across the street here, this could be dangerous. There's someone's behind me. Oh, frick, glider. As long as he doesn't stop.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. That was fun, though. I like it when people are good sports like that. Got an 8. You could keep the 4. That's good. Yeah, the fact that I scored that first hit with the K9 was actually really good. I didn't expect to do that. I just do it for fun. It's a small community. Well, hey, more power to it, I guess. All right. Well. All right, what was I saying? A lot of small communities, a lot of gamers. Yeah. So that. I thought I just heard another buggy. Okay. Yeah, the thing about Twitch though is I think its main drive at the current moment is the Twitch Prime being linked to Amazon Prime. I think that's the largest draw to it right now. Oh, that's just aliasing. That rock right there is just like, oh, I'm gonna put a dark line underneath it. That one in the back. I'm gonna. What else did you have? Just painkillers. That's really it. He had a good 3 vest. I hit him in the vest. That would have been a headshot. That would have been an easy kill. What is my cursor? Oh, it's just four-pronged arrow thing. Why? I made it myself a long time ago, and I don't know. I don't really have any reason to change it. And the reason why it's blue is to actually help me find it. Because I do a lot of design stuff in the back in my free time, right? So, like, it's kind of nice to just be able to, be able to just do my thing. Be able to see my cursor. I lose my cursor a lot. Or used to, I'd rather. Ah, tree. I genuinely want to know if the glider guy landed on the beach and is just not flying around right now. Because if he's not, he's in a really bad spot. I don't see glider guy. I see a buggy there. Or at least I think that's a buggy. There's a guy. Oh, those are always fun. If I get shot right now, I'm done. Smokes. I don't actually have very many of those. How about you? You got... Ooh. Don't mind if I do, sir. I don't feel like that's much closer. Ooh. It's because it probably is. Come on. Don't come over here. I'd appreciate it if you did not come over here. Okay, good. Okay, there's a guy. I see you, dude. Come on, grab. Get wrecked, Delta. Nice try to stream snipe. Oh no, he's definitely watching. That's my brother. 100% was watching. So you can, even though you may appear as the only viewer, you're actually the only viewer with sound on. I don't know why that's just like a statistic. So like right now I could have like 8 viewers, but there could be no sound, you know? How much gas? I think I'll take my original. Probably. Okay, so this car belonged to that guy. The buggy belonged to my brother, I'm sure. What is this zone? I actually have a good spot. Hey, Delta Force. Wait a second, why aren't you followed? I thought you were. What happened to that? Did you unfollow me? Rude. Shots going off way over there. I don't think you heard it on stream, but they're out that direction somewhere. Okay. Hit me, buddy. Need to leave. I know I ran you over. Good shot. I know I hit him pretty good too. Check the DMs. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's actually been a thing I've noticed for sometime in the last 3 months. But hey, listen, I'd rather those pop-ups appear. You know, I'll just show what you're talking about. So I would rather have these ads appear. Okay, wow, why did it not scale up? Okay, like, I'd rather have these appear, honestly, than have the interrupted, like, commercial-style ones for, I don't know, Stranger Things. Like, I'd rather have those, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, Delta, why don't you, do you have 2 Twitch accounts now, or what happened? Ugh. Man. Well, GG's to that guy. Hit me with the mini as I'm just waiting for something to happen. I could have just coasted into one of the warehouses. That would have been probably a gooder, better idea. I don't know. Huh. Alright. Well, you're gonna try to stream snipe me again, huh? Okay, listen. This is the rules of engagement, okay? If you are to stream snipe me, okay? You don't kill. Or you do kill, and you teabag all over my corpse 1 time. Okay, that's how it works. If you kill me and then die immediately, you just lose all privileges to stream snipe. Like that's how it'll work. That person was in the air. I like that it's kind of an animated cursor. Like, that's kind of cool. I really like that. You used to just, you know, animate, like, see how it is now where it's the thick line on the bottom? It just used to swap, but it didn't, like, animate. It was just like, now it's the bottom, now it's the top, now it's the bottom, now it's the top. Now it's just like, oh, that's a happy little rotation. And these are happy little trees. You weren't in the first place. Did you appreciate at the very least that I ran you over? Alright. Diversifying my drops. We are gonna go here. Yeah. That's always fun. I think the other guy, though, is a little more pissed about it. Oh, I am way late. Gonna head out. Thanks for stopping by, Beans. I appreciate you. Alright. Wow, is that really a car? Or no, that's just a tree. I am super late to this spot, but I don't really care for Sandhawk, so I don't... If I die, whatever. Cool. Alright, this guy's gonna probably go... Yeah. This guy's gonna go to the one compound to my east. Let's give me some more sights, maybe? I think I have enough ammo. What do you think? Do I have enough ammo? I think I have enough ammo. Not really a whole lot of meds, but I would like a helmet. I'm gonna go try to fight this guy if I can. I know this guy's here. At least I'm pretty sure this guy's here. Oh yeah, there he is. Gotta be sneaky. Is this guy doing the same thing I am? Yeah, screw it. I think that's Delta again. How you doing, Delta? Pretty sure that's you. Oh, no, you're not Delta. Okay. GG's, though. I'm not even kidding, you look just like him. It's not really a worth for me. like this grip. Okay, I want to say the guy with the truck went to where my compound is. That's where I want to say he is. Why not? Let's get a C4. I think I'm going to push back up in just a moment. Come on. Pick up those. Sure, pick that up for the eagle, I guess. Alright, is there really anything in here for me? I don't think there was. 3 times. That's something for me. Okay. Well. Okay, now if I swap between these, it's not going to just end me. Okay. Don't suppose. Yeah. Don't suppose that guy went over here, but I hear shots even further that way. Doopa Doopa. I know that name. I've seen it before. I think he's killed me. That's where I'm gonna go. Okay. Do. Scanning the hilltop. Okay, don't see anybody up there. Don't see any evidence of this compound being hit. Let's see, where's the compound out here? That is such an unfortunate spot. Jeez, that looks like a guy, 100%. Okay, so I see a truck. A white truck. I know it was the guy in the truck. But he could have also parked on the other side of the buildings. Okay. Okay, yeah, there's the fight. Okay, so I know there is a guy back here, but I don't know where he is. Like, if I was to see him, that would be ideal. Like, all I want is to see him, and then I could just bait. I thought that was a guy just swimming there for a moment. Hmm. really want him to be down here. Okay, he definitely knows where I am. Can't really push down effectively. Meanwhile, this guy totally... This guy is from the other compound, could totally see me right now. But if he shot at me, it would give this guy a lot of information, right? I would think. I can't. I don't have any smokes. Let's see if I can see this guy far away. That guy gets a free crate. You're screwed, dude. Meanwhile, this guy in the other compound might be looking for me. Which I'm kind of hoping he is, but he's not. I have 7 first aids. I don't need these. I'm gonna go up the hill, actually. I really should have picked up that smoke canister, actually. I want this guy in yellow compound to shoot this other dude. Sounds like opposite side. I'm gonna try to cut these guys off. This could work, might not work. Okay, that's just a basket thing. This guy leave? Yeah, did compound guy leave? What was that? Is he back on the beach? Where is he? Stupid basket thing. go fight this guy. This is a bad hill to push him. So I can't see into those trees. You got grips for me? Yes, you do. Oh shoot, I gotta get to that bridge. This is not ideal, especially with this guy out here somewhere. I got, yeah, kind of boned. Should have picked up more meds. Got plenty of room for it. This is not an ideal push for me. It's phase 4. I'm gonna take the blue for a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do. Go in on the low side if I can. Go in from above. Somebody under the bridge, right? Should be safe for now. So these two got to be fighting here in a moment. Do I just swim for it? I can't swim for it either. I got 10 seconds to choose. I think the game's over for me anyway, no matter what I choose. Come on, I can do it. Alright, recharge. Okay, so I saw the one solo go north. Oh, nice shot. I totally saw you and I thought I was behind, but I guess not. Yeah, I totally saw this guy. He was already scoped in and everything. Yeah, it's a terrible game. Hi, Blackbird. You know, I was actually thinking about you the other day. How are you doing? How's school? You're in school right now, right? I mean, it's what, midwinter right now? Yeah, this guy was 100% ready for me. Like, look at this. And with it 3 times. Oh, nice shot. Like, I walked into that. Jeez. I was just thinking about you. I was like, you know, who I haven't seen in a while is Blackbird. I wonder how she's doing. So, now that you're here, how are you doing? Oh, you're all right. Oh, okay. How is school in Brazil? Winter break? Oh, you have July off. Okay, okay. Wait, how long is winter break? Is it really the whole month? Crazy. Oh, excuse me. Maintenance? I'm supposed to be tomorrow. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Shirts? Well, I mean, obviously it is today, but what? Can I swap to test? I don't know if I can swap to test. Okay, how about PUBG support? How long is this supposed to last? Because if it's really short. Huh. Alright. That would explain why my queue times were so long, because everybody's like, oh, it's maintenance night, there's no point playing. That would make sense. Tuesdays, yeah. I guess we can see if test server is a thing. I have 30 minutes left to stream. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I changed my schedule, Blackbird. I am now 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock Eastern time, which I think is also shared with you, if I'm not mistaken. PUBG test server. Well, I got an update for PUBG test server, so I might just have to call it here. Or maybe I could just hang out. I don't know. No. Bad advertising. Yeah, the new map's on test server, but download 3.5 gigs. I mean, you know, I'll download it. See how long it'll take. Let's see. If it's longer than 30 minutes, which I suspect it will be. Wow, that's a rather large update for the cycle. I need to get back into that. See how that is. Quit. It's not. Okay, you know what? Here, I'll show you. Look at this. Stopping download. Really? Or how would I just do this? It'll stop it for good, right? And I just install it again later. Easy. Yeah, like 12 days. Like, what is this? Should I restart Steam? Okay, let's... Stopping download for the Cycle Frontier. Yeah, that's what I would like to do. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the new map will be out tomorrow. I actually posted this on Twitter the other day. He's still in the game. Well, he's in for a surprise. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, what the heck? Alright, whatever. The thing I noticed about Destin is it plays significantly different than all of the other maps previously. Like Tego, it mixed things up, but Destin actually, like, it's a different game almost. Vertical play is very much a thing. The gunplay is about the same, actually. I like the new cell tower pickup parachute things. I like that you can use the parachute jumping off of high places. I think that is actually a feature that should be featured on all maps. Like, that is just way too good. Okay, yeah, that's... do I wait that long? Because then it has to verify the install. It's like... Just short videos, well, while we wait, I suppose I can just show you what I got for it. Tester, okay. So, when it first came out, people are actually getting banned for using the the vertical ascension ropes in this particular city that I'm in here. So this is the airboat. You know what, I'm gonna turn off my camera right here, okay. Camera, there we go. I know. So, obviously that's not me, right? So, this is the airboat. Alright. Honestly, if it turns a little better on land, it would be my favorite vehicle. Like, straight up. Because you can drive this particular vehicle on land as well as water. Like, you'll see it here in a moment. And I'm like, oh, we just beached, and I get out. Because, you know, it's a boat, you know, whatever. And he's like, no, 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 get back on, get back on. I'm like, what? Yeah, my face is like, ooh. Yeah, that's the other thing, is this thing doesn't turn so well on land. I do think, though, that it needs to be louder on land, specifically. It's way too quiet. Yeah, can I... Oh, I probably have the... Oop, shoot. That's not what I wanted. Crap, what was the timestamp that we just had? Something like that, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, water sound. Don't think that was... Yeah, the random water sounds. How deep is the water? It depends on where you are in the city. I would pull up a map for you, but I don't have... I can't just go Elm for map and just pull it up on stream. That would be a cool feature! What? I don't need one. Why isn't that a thing? That is super brilliant. I have 80 shots of this. Man, whoever would make that plug-in would make bank, actually. I have no idea. Vehicle now. Okay, here we go. You good? Okay. Okay. Just listen. I am actually... This is probably my favorite vehicle now, without it. Okay. So... Okay, Matt, back to what I was saying. So, airboat, super quiet. That was full volume. Full volume! Ridiculous. You know what? I could maybe pull up and see. Testing. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so this is where we were, and we drove like on this side of the bridge and then went up to here, I think. So it depends on where you are in the city. Like right in through here, it's kind of like Watertown in Pachinki, or not Pachinki, Erangel. Ugh. So like you could walk through this. I think there are a few deep spots, but I haven't really explored this side of the city a whole lot. Over here, it is buildings, and you have to swim from building to building, but inside the buildings themselves, they are flooded. But inside the building themselves, you can swim for loot, kind of like the tunnels in Kraken, or Karakin, if you want to say. So, like, overall, it's not a bad spot to drop. The only complaint I have about these particular buildings is they are skyscrapers, but you can only loot like 2 floors in them, and that bothers me, like, really. So I think it's can I zoom in any more? Okay, hold on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so I think it's either this one or this one, okay? The bottom floor is just a hallway that has loot in it, okay? And then it has an ascension cable on the outside that goes all the way to the top, and then there's one ascension cable in the middle where an elevator would be, and it takes you up to some middle floor. And right next to it is another ascension cable that takes you to the roof. Or roof. But on that middle floor, like, once again, it's just a hallway. That's it. You can't go into any of the rooms. Nothing. But like, I understand the design in terms of loot behind it. You don't want to just have some guy land middle floor and just never be contested. Like, I get that. However, I don't want to drop on the roof, go down to a middle floor and have nothing to loot at the same time, or even down to the bottom floor and have nothing to loot. Like, that's not how it should be. Yeah, it's just how have I been? Actually pretty good lately. I've been going to the gym for the last 3 weeks now. I haven't gone this week. However, I did a lot of active stuff over the weekend, so I think it kind of counts, but I'm not going to count it because I need to go to the gym. So, but yeah, I've been going to the gym. I've been feeling really great. Now that it's actually supplementing my reduced sugar diet. Like, it's not really a diet. It's just more of a personal choice. Like, I kind of just like lost my sweet tooth one day, if that makes sense. An active off week. Well, I played virtual reality yesterday, so I was moving. Did a lot of cardio. I played a game called Robo Recall yesterday. And, you know, I might as well just change this to just chatting because I don't think I'm going to play test server. Anyway, well, what was I saying? Brain fart, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Robo Recall. So, if you're not familiar with what it is, it's, if you're not familiar with what it is a dismantling of robots, arcade-style game.
We will need to defend on this mission. We are going to bring the
Okay. I didn't have a camera for this one, obviously, because I am the camera. But the way this works is you are the recaller, and you're supposed to recall these robots called the Tal 9, among other robots that are trying to actively kill you. But as you can see, you got your score, you got a multiplier, everything. Oh yeah, that's a rocket guy. The way you can kill them is either by shooting them or by grabbing them on like a chest or a back handle, and you can tear their limbs off, and that also constitutes kill. It's actually a really fun game. And the other thing that's kind of added to it is I'm gonna turn this music down. I can barely hear myself think. One of the other fun additives to this game is like the announcer is like integrated into your bionic brain, kind of a thing. And so he'll say some random stuff like, "That robot was a chicken." It's like, like this whole game is a meme. Like, if you look at the billboards, like the one up here, or that one over here, it will say something like "D's nuts." I remember when that was a thing. Not what I wanted. But like, the whole game is a meme, and I love it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The big bad boss is trying to take over the internet, and it's all about memes. Let's get to one where I actually just do whatever.
Come on, let's go.
If you have VR, Blackbird, you should definitely get this game. It is so much fun.
Let's go. Come on.
Oh, that's the other thing, is I am actually a world ranked player for this now. Oh, you don't? Oh, you're missing out. They're tons of fun. Especially if you get this game. I believe you can get it on the Oculus Quest. I don't know how much it is in Brazilian currency. I'm not actually... What is Brazilian currency? What is Brazilian currency? It's called real. It's real money, all right. That's funny. Okay, so it is... Well, I'll just round it up, say 20 cents. So the Oculus Quest 2 comes out to about... it's $2.99 here, so times 5. So that's 300. So it'd be 1,500 real. I think. Oh wait, wait. Hold up. No. Okay, wait. So did I do my math right? Hold on. So $2.99. Yeah. Okay. So that's how much an Oculus Quest would cost you, but I don't know how like taxes and stuff work in Brazil. So I'm sure the price isn't, 1,600 or whatever. But yeah, like if we were to just Oculus Quest 2. Yeah, see, like $2.99. So I don't know what it would be in Brazilian, but if I was to pick a starting VR set, it'd be this one. You can link it up with your PC, so you can play games from your PC. Yeah, Royale. Yeah. Are you buffering? Yeah, you just seem a little behind, is all. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you're like a whole minute behind me. Yeah, Real is Royale. Yep. But yeah, Oculus Quest 2. If I was to pick one for you, get that. Very expensive. Okay, but okay. So let's go back for a second. Okay. So this is the US dollar. That's how much the Oculus Quest is. Is it really that much for you? Is like I'll round that out to 1,600. Is that really how much it is for you? It's crazy. Yeah. That's rough. How much would it be to ship to Brazil? That's not bad. That's actually not too bad. $50 for me. I mean, that's what, times 5? That would be 100 and no. That'd be about 250 for you. Stop it at customs and taxes anyway. What? How's that supposed to work? Like, no, seriously, like, how do they tax something at customs? If you didn't buy it, did they tax me? Or, like, you can't import stuff without paying taxes. You had to okay. It's a VR headset. Okay. I obviously I don't know a whole lot about international logistics. This is just very strange to me. You would get a note and a bill. Okay. Okay, go there, pay the tax to be able. Oh, okay. So they hold it, and then you'd have to go get it. That's kind of dumb. So do they hold it at, say, like the port, and that's how you go get it, or could you like order it, it gets shipped to your city, and you go to like an internal port there to pick it up at customs? Oh, local post office. Okay, so that it's not that bad, I guess. Yeah, because if you had to drive to a port, like I don't know where you live, and I don't want to know, other than it's just in Brazil. But let's just say you were like super deep in the Amazon, you had to import something. That would really suck to have to travel to the port in Brazil or something, or in Rio. It's just expensive either way. Okay, well, okay. Let's just go with a scenario, okay, that I just bought it, okay? Money was no object to me, and I just wanted to send it to you, okay? I send it to you, and it gets to customs, they hold it, and you just have to pay the taxes. What is the tax? Like, is it just like a percentage, or is it more of like an import tax that is just a percentage of the product? 60%? Excuse me? So you're saying that you're saying that 60% of the value is taxed on top of anything that's imported? That's ridiculous. Can I say that? Is that ridiculous? Through the mail? So is it just cheaper to smuggle it? I mean, I'm not condoning smuggling, but is it? Jeez, that's so dumb. Oh. That's so crazy to me. Like, I would imagine there's probably a similar system here in the United States that has import taxes. Like, I know we have like, what are they called? Trump did this, like, right as soon as he got into office. What's it called? Tariffs. Yeah, tariffs to Chinese and Asian goods, I think. With an exception list of certain things like computer parts, because those are pretty handy, honestly. Oh, excuse me. Ugh, man, okay. I might be burping a few times because I've been drinking this.
Everything is better electrified.
So I've been drinking this. This is called Izzy. It's a sparkling drink with flavorings. It is lightly carbonated. It isn't like a strong fizz. The thing about it though is the flavor kicks you in the mouth, like holy crap. But I think some of the carbonation is cycling back up, so I might be burping a little bit. Oh, there's another one. So it cost. Okay. So this 468. Okay. This 468 is definitely not the taxes, but that's probably what you'd pay on top of the taxes. Like overall in terms of United States dollar. So you'd pay $168 just in taxes. But that's not 60%, is it? That can't be 60%. I mean, I can't do math right now. Yeah, that's 300 times 0.6. 180, huh? Alright. I sit corrected. Amazon Brazil. Okay. Well, that's not very, it's not as cheap as I would have thought, but I would imagine it's still on the cheaper end of VR headsets for you. Like, the Valve Index, so for Steam's VR set, that's like $1,000 in US dollars, so I would imagine it is way out of the water. I don't know. 250. Wow. 255. Cool. So 255 plus shipping plus taxes. And then it comes out to 468. Okay. 299. Okay, I was gonna say 255. Well, buy me one and send it to me. I'll even copy them. Don't buy me one. I don't need it. I have a VR set anyway. You know what? As a matter of fact, oh wow. Let's find out. Will it block me? Yeah, it will. Okay. Like, this is the headset I want to get next, which is the Vive Cosmos. It's currently $749, I think. I'll say. Let's just go to buy now. Out of stock. All right. But yeah, it's got pretty standard controls. Actually, this almost looks exactly like the Oculus Quest in terms of its. Oh, that is a nice feature. I really wish my headset did that. All right, let's go back to your chat. Okay, so you bought it. If I bought it there and shipped it to you, it would be $299 plus shipping plus 60%. So probably close to $500, including the shipping. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Okay. It's cheaper for you to get it Amazon here, but it's still more. That's crazy. I wonder if part of the reason why it's cheaper for us here is because it's made here. So, like, logistically speaking, it's cheaper. Yeah, the Vive Pro, look at that. $1,400. Cosmos Elite is $749. Yeah. Crazy, man. I know what I really want to buy though is actually for my photography business, which is funny enough. I'm actually speaking to you through my camera, my photography camera. Yeah, I really love this thing. I can zoom all day. Alright, am I zoomed in or out? I'm zoomed out. Okay, there we go. And what I want to get is I want to get me a telescopic lens. Mirrorless lenses, yeah, okay. Sony E-mount. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing is lenses are stupid expensive. I can only imagine what it's like down in Brazil, unless they make it there. But I need ASPC. What do you mean try again later? All right. I can pick the size, right? Price, brand, no. Lens type. Okay, telephoto, super telephoto, and telephoto zoom. By selection. I don't know why it's doing that. But, crap, I didn't want to do that. Telephoto, come on. Well, whatever. Okay, let's go with low to high. What the heck is going on? Anyway, so what I have is a 55mm to 210, which actually has more zoom than this particular lens. But it was only $700 because it was included with my camera. But yeah, this is ridiculous. I need one that's like at least 300mm so I can get like really zoomed in. Or like this. Wait. This lens, 200 to 600 millimeters, $2,000. And it comes with a filter kit. 70 to 200, $3,000. What? The diet, yeah, I know, but like there are some lenses that are like the no zoom lenses that are just like, why are you charging me, you know, let's just say $600 for a piece of glass? The lighter, the more why? That doesn't make any sense. Like this one, yeah, it's made by Sigma, good brand actually. Like, this one wouldn't be too bad. It's actually not a bad price. If I had this money on me right now, I would buy it right now, honestly. Like, that's pretty good. And the reason I would like to get this particular lens is for ultra zoom. And so I can maybe do some macro shots with it. What's the sensor? Does it do autofocus? I need to look at the sensor here. Like, what's the back look like? I'll look at the mount. Yeah, that looks so ridiculous. I mean, look at this. That looks kind of ridiculous. That's just the body of the camera right there. That's some beauty. Okay, I might have to change how often this stream elements message appears, because that's a little frequent. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna change that later. Yeah, straight up, if I had this kind of money on me, I would buy it right now. I really would. Yeah, I do need a wide zoom. I agree. I do have a fast camera, so like this particular camera, I have this. I can just look it up. So I have the Sony A6000. Okay, mirrorless cameras are ideal for sports photography because they don't have the oscillating mirror inside most DSLRs. So I can actually take multiple frames faster. My only complaint with this particular camera is if I set my photos to .ARW or RAW, my frame buffer goes down like immediately. Like I can only get like, I want to say it's like 17-ish or so frames between burst shots. And that's just shooting at the highest speed that I can. Which I love to do. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I actually took pictures of the rain the other day. Let's see if I can find it. It was actually fantastic. I had to go into manual settings for this, but like, look at that. Isn't that cool? I got some water droplets coming out of the water. Like these pictures, like if it was just this frame here, that would be my favorite. But the thing is, like, I only have, how many pictures is this? 7? I have 7 pictures that turned out the best because they had cool stuff with them. But like, here's the thing though. These are 7 pictures out of, I think it was 800. Let's find out. How many pictures was that? Let's see, was that? Okay, yeah, that was the other day. So, starting from there and ending here. Okay, 553 pictures. 7 of them turned out pretty good. Yeah, my dad really liked this one. This is my windshield, but like, my style of photography when it's like stills like this is like, I want to make it not look like it's just someone taking a picture. Like, I want to make it escape, if that makes sense. I want to have a creative thing to it, you know? Creative niche. Like, there's an artist. I forget her name, but her style of art is she would paint something Well, let's just say it's my lens cap here. She would paint like this little section, okay, like, but it would be like super high resolution. It's like you could see all the details and everything. So, but like she would do all sorts of stuff. My favorite one was a vertebrae, but like you couldn't tell what it was until you like really stepped back far away from it, and you're like, oh, that's what that is. But like when you're up close to it, it's, what is this abstract? Like that's the kind of creativity that I try to go for when I take pictures. I mean, obviously, like, people do this. Like, this isn't like overly creative, but it's still fun. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, oop. But like these are the pictures I try to take, because they're just like, wow, that's kind of cool. It makes you take a second look, if that makes, yeah, it makes you take a second look, and that's the kind of photography I try to pursue. Just kind of gives you a sense of, neat. I like that this kind of has a golden sheen to it. Like, this is just the original picture. Like, I didn't really do anything to this. Yo, Exile. How you doing, man? Yeah, that's normal. Take tons. Yeah, that's the very first thing I learned about photography is just take tons of frames and get the few that look good, right? Yes, I did. I thought I typed back already, didn't I? Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna show them the DMs, but I'm gonna show this because we need to talk about. We need to talk about this in particular. What is that, dude? Come on. You gotta do that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I'm so happy things are digital now. But there are some things that I wish digital cameras did that film can do, and that is scale up. You can always scale up film, but you can't do it with digital. That's one of the advantages. As well as I think there's, you can also, while in development, you can also alter the picture in terms of exposure in certain places to create like more of a pop. I don't know the whole process because, you know, obviously I'm not a film photographer, but yeah. Share an Amazon account. 9 other people. Don't let Amazon catch you with that. They'll cancel it immediately. He ordered another power supply, AIO, and motherboard. Cool. So, you weren't here for this, Blackbird, but Exile is actually a guy I met, what, two-ish weeks ago? I killed him and his partner. He actually came in here, it's like, bro, are you a cheater? But anyway, we played a few games, and he's sending a friend, might be sending a friend of mine some of his old hardware. Which, by the way, did he ever agree to that? I actually don't even know. Turn down the offer? Okay. Yeah, I would imagine it probably has more to do with privacy things. Like, he probably doesn't want just some random person to know where he lives. And I don't blame him. Like, that's actually a good thing. Yeah, keeps you safe, both physically and cyberly. Yeah, let's see. What other stuff do I got in my portfolio here? Got all sorts of things. If that's not it. There it is. Oh yeah. There's my mom. I love my mom. I take pictures of her a lot less often than I should, but she is very beautiful. I love her so much. Yeah, we in this particular occasion, we went canoeing. That's actually a really good picture. Why didn't I edit this? Make it pop a little bit more. This is actually really nice. Huh. Yeah. I take pictures of my mom because I love her to death. Let's see. What are some of the coolest pictures that I have? There's this one. So I don't know if they're a thing in Brazil, but this is a fire dancer. His name was Star, and this is actually at a family gathering. And he did a fire dance performance for us. I've never seen one before, but like, isn't that so cool? I mean, like, look at that. It's on his feet. Let's see, what else do I have? So you got some food. I actually made this dish. This is teriyaki chicken over rice mixed with pineapple slices, cubes, chunks, however you want to say it. He did not do that. He actually said at the very start of his performance that normally he would have it. But because he's technically retired as a fire dancer, he can't get the whatever fuel that is anymore. Because I think you have to get it through the business and not personally because of licensing or whatever. I don't know how it works, but he said at the very beginning that blowing fire will not be a thing. But yeah, anyway, like, just looking at this makes me hungry. I kind of want this now. Let's see, I got other ones of food. Let's see, this is strip steak with corn on the cob and asparagus. These didn't turn out as good, actually. I might delete those. Some fun architecture ones. I go to like down here where they exist. Oh yeah. Look at me. This is 100% my figure. Like, I am one skinny dude. This is in Letchworth State Park. This is the bridge. This is I used to know the name of this bridge, but it was like something continental or something. It's not transcontinental or northern continental. It's just, I forget what it is. But this particular rail line was originally built in 1875. This is just a piece of it that's no longer here. This is a totally new frame, but yeah, trains go over this all the time. We actually had one go over it while I was there. But yeah, Letchworth State Park. It's in New York, and honestly, super cool. Let's just go through the maps, okay? I can show. That was probably so. I took those at a road trip last year. Hold on, I'm gonna. Would be in nature, I believe. I have all sorts of stuff in here. And I got one of my most favorite pictures I've ever taken of all time at Letchworth. Let me find it. Okay, that's Alucard. Oh, there it is. This is probably my favorite picture I've ever taken of all time. I took this inches above the water, so I'm like holding it. Like if my hand was the water, I'm holding it like this. Okay. And I try to fit in as much of the frame into the frame as possible. And just like, look how mirrored that is. Like, that is shiny. And that water was crystal clear. You could actually see it all the way across the whole water. It was breathtaking, okay? And I got... Oh, and there's this one. This one is actually just more green. Yeah, this was just a fun place to go to take pictures. And this is I believe this is a female crawdad. Or crawfish. Crawfish? I think that's what they're called, is a crawfish. Who was just chilling by me as I was taking this picture. And the reason I say it's a female is this picture doesn't do it justice, but it was about that long. It was a very long fish. Crawfish. Crawdad, whatever. Larry. He ain't a lobster. It's a crawfish. I don't know a whole lot about fish in terms of, like, if it's male or female, but the reason I believe it's female is the tail. And the reason I say that is it's a wider kind of a tail and not necessarily long. So that's why I believe it's a female, but yeah, it was just chilling right in front of me. I considered picking it up, and then I saw that. I was like, ooh, that is one massive pincer. It's gonna hurt. So I asked my guide, his name is Ken. What being pinched by that would feel like. He's like, oh, it is far worse than a bee sting. Lurk, okay. Thanks for stopping by, Exile. I'll be getting off here in a minute anyway, so let's continue on. More greenery. Nature is probably one of my more favorite things to take a picture of, just because green. You know, it's kind of funny now that I say that, because I'm actually allergic to nature, like really. Pollen and I do not get along. However, this particular trip, it did not bother me. I don't know why. I didn't even take like allergy meds. Oh, and this is my first ever attempt at a smooth water waterfall. It is way overblown, but then I adjusted it for the next frame, and then adjusted it again for the next frame. Yeah, I think of all of them, this one turned out the best. But I still think like this little section here is just a tad bit blown out. I really like this whole frame up there. But like this is really my first ever attempt. And I did a pretty good job. And then there's these. But yeah, I have tons of Letchworth as a... Ooh, yeah, there we go. Let's get one where I have it above. Do you like Ansel Adams? I'm afraid I don't know what that is. Come on, get the one frame where I get a good turkey vulture. This is a turkey vulture, by the way. They look like hawks, but once you get a... Yeah, there we go. Once I get a nice, clean frame of one. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my camera for this one, I'm sure. Oop. Okay, why is it? Hold on. Why is my cam alpha out here? So, this is a turkey vulture. You can tell it's a vulture now, right? But, like, at a distance, it would look like a... If you don't know his work, I think I would enjoy it. Okay, I'll have to look him up. But yeah, at a distance, you'd think this is a hawk, and when I first got there, that's 100% what I thought. Master of landscape photography. Black and white treatment. Whoa, what the heck? Did pictures just close? Oh, I just clicked off of it. Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but yeah, just like, look at those feathers. Man, dude, so pretty. Yeah, landscape photography isn't really like my forte, really. But there are some things that I can't do. Like, oh, this one was a good picture. I really liked it. I think I should have put this on a tripod and let the shutter roll a little bit so that these ripples wouldn't be here, so it was just a flat image. Yeah, like the name does sound familiar. Okay, well, it's updated, but I don't think I'm gonna play it. Okay, let's close these. Okay. Is it just yeah. Ansel Adams. Oh, there's your guy. He kind of looks like Anthony Hopkins, no? Like, look at this. Let's... Is there like a younger Anthony Hopkins? Like, look at this. Does that not look like Anthony Hopkins? just that little bit. That's crazy. Like, even the ear shape is correct. Well, okay, maybe not. He's got a little bit more pronounced something. I forget what part of the lobe this is, or ear. But yeah, tell me that doesn't look like Anthony Hopkins. Anyway, but yeah, like, can I like full screen these? No. I want to full screen these. No. Yeah, I mean, obviously he did this via film, but wow. That's some pretty good stuff. Like, this looks like Yosemite. Oh, yep, there, like that. That looks so much like Anthony Hopkins. Like Casey Affleck. I suppose I could see that. I suppose I could see that. Like maybe an old guy. I could kind of see that. I mean, his nose is a little bit more pointed though, unlike Anthony Hopkins. The young picture of him, come on. Okay, I mean, that's not really a great resolution picture, but we'll take it, whatever. Yeah, I don't see it. I really don't see it. Like Mr. Adams here just seems to have a little bit more of a roundish feature, especially including the ears. Like, the ears are actually really rounded. Whereas, let's find a good one with ears. So, like, Casey's, like, yeah, they're round, but, like, notice that they kind of come a little bit more to a point here. And let's see, and Mr. Adams has a lobe, whereas Casey does not. Okay, you know what, hold on. Young Anthony Hopkins, okay. Images. So, Anthony Hopkins, okay? He also has a lobe, whereas Adams does not. His nose isn't as, I'll say, shaped? I don't know. Trade his photos well. Every area is perfect, yeah. I can only imagine. Okay, you know what? Okay. Mad respect, honestly, okay? If he can get some of no? Okay. Oh. So if he, mad respect if he can get these off of a film camera like that. Like, seriously mad respect. Because he'd have to go frame by freaking frame to do it. That's crazy. But yeah, like, that's a fantastic picture. I really love it. Can we open it in the tab? Wow. I don't even know where this is. But I like that the weather. Well, this could also be Yosemite, just based on this particular mountain feature here. But it's like, I like that there's clouds interwoven between the mountain peaks. Like that just kind of speaks to me, Bob Ross painting. Like, you know. Hi, welcome back, Exile. He did Yosemite a lot. Well, I mean, Yosemite's a beautiful place. I haven't been there myself. Some of my family have. The reason I didn't go is because I did not have any money to go, and I had to pay for myself to do it. At the time, I did not have a job, so that was a problem. Some PUBG, I would not. I'm actually about to get off. Which actually, by the way, while you're here, Exile, I have changed my hours to 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So I will be 1 hour later than I usually am, but I'll also stay 1 hour later. So, like, I'm already 30 minutes over. Yeah. Maintenance on the regular server. That's the other thing. Just like, wow. Yeah, let's see, where'd my portfolio go? That's architecture, back to nature. Let's see, do I have any other good, really good nature ones? Yeah, there you go. I got one of a honeybee. Like, I really love honeybees. Like, they're just such interesting creatures to me. This is just good old macro, honestly. This is just a queen doing her thing. Like, really. I even got one where she's flapping the wings. Okay, you know what? Okay. So, flapping the wings. Okay, but generally it's with the context of birds flapping the wings, because, you know, flap, flap, flap. However, because it is an insect and we hear buzz, is it really just buzzing the wings? I like letting them sting me so they get enough to make honey. I don't know how honeybees are down in Brazil. But here in the US, the stingers have barbs. So you actually don't want them to sting you because it will kill the bee. Because it rips the stinger out as well as most of their guts. So the stinger is like a last resort mechanism. Well, I know it's not the queen. I'm just saying that it is a queen doing her thing. Help loosen the pollen, yeah. Yeah. Got a lizard. That didn't really focus. Ooh, yeah, I forgot about this. So, this is an Orb Weaver. A green Orb Weaver. This is actually... This particular spider still lives out in my front yard. They're totally harmless. Okay, and they're only... Do I have anything of reference to size? Be right back. I do. Haha. Just gonna grab a coin. Okay, so this particular spider. So this is the U.S. quarter. Okay. The legs would touch the edges, but only barely. So it's a very small spider. And they're totally harmless to us humans because we're just so big and they can't. Oh yeah, right. Thanks for reminding me that my camera's off. I turned it off because so I could show stuff, and I totally forgot I did that. All right, yeah. So, U.S. quarter, okay. I'll put the picture back up. So the U.S. quarter, it's like, I don't know, 1.5 centimeters long, or an inch for us Americans. But yeah, it's very, very small coin actually in terms of the larger scope of coinage that we have in the States. So this spider would barely touch the edges of the quarter, okay? But it is a very beautiful spider. It's commonly mistaken. About an inch. Yeah, so this particular spider, like they can grow to slightly bigger than this, but they don't usually. They just get snatched by little birds usually. But they're often mistaken for black widows. because they're a defining feature right now. Because they're a defining feature here. Obviously this is not black, it's actually rather green, right? But at a distance you would just see the spot. So they're commonly mistaken as black widows. You gonna head out? Comes to want to play PUBG and then wants to go to bed. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, this is a fantastic spider. Like they're really kind of cute. This is actually the thing I wanted to bring up. So I shot this picture in RAW. So this is the original image, and the thing I can do with RAW is I can bring out the blacks to bring out the spider fiber, the web fibers a little bit. Like, oh man, it's such a pretty spider. You're not gonna try. Let's see. This is Honeymoon Beach here in Florida. Is that somebody's head? Well, I might have just photographed someone drowning. Or just went underwater, I don't know. Yeah, it was a really beautiful sunset that I tried to take a picture of. I need to work on these sunsets a little bit more, because that is really choppy water, and I'd rather try to get like a long exposure so it's just nice and shiny, and then I would get like light rays on the water. Yeah, then I have a blue light. Oh yeah, okay. This particular picture was really for this guy right here. But it was too far away for my camera to really like focus on it, and I couldn't like manually focus. But that, my friends, is a cormorant. A couple of dragonflies, some lily pads, pad flowers, tadpoles, more blooming lily pads. See, like this. This is like the desired picture that I'd like have on the sunset pictures. It's just like a smooth water with light rays. Got a blink? No way. Okay, this is a little known fact that birds actually blink sideways. I totally forgot that they did that until I just saw this. That's so crazy. Yeah, so this is a Sandhill Crane. These birds do not give a crap about you, their surroundings, nothing. They do not care. Like, if I really wanted to, I could walk up and pet it. I'm not going to because I respect their space, and they might care a little bit that I'm in their space, but they generally don't care. They'll walk in your backyard while you're on the trampoline or something. They're everywhere, and they're also slow. Like, they'll get on the road, and you can't do anything to get them off the road. You just have to wait. This is a painted turtle. Is that also a painted turtle? I don't think it is. Oh, no, it's a painted turtle. Never mind. Okay, these are some saltwater fish that I took at the same beach I took these pictures from. Oh, there you go. That's a good Orb Weaver picture. I mean, it's a little out of focus, but you can definitely see the green and the spots. Another. This is just a mud turtle. I actually have a picture of a painted turtle somewhere. That was actually really, really good. It's not nature, is it? Should be if it is. Okay. Oh, those are JPEGs. Now I'm in RAW. More JPEGs. Huh. It's interesting. It should be in there. It's fine. I gotta find it now because that bothers me. No. I'm definitely not gonna be in there. Can't be on my SD card, can it? Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking for. SD card. I don't think it's on my SD card. Yeah. So like this is all the rain pictures I've been taking pictures of. This is my first attempt because I was just trying to figure it out. And some of these turned out okay. Ooh, that one's actually not bad. Oh, that one's really good. Wow. Why didn't I edit that one? That's awesome. 8542. I'll have to come back to it later. Yeah, we're gonna see if there's the turtle on my SD card, which there isn't. Okay. It's gotta be in here somewhere, right? I mean, stills? No, 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 no. This one was just fun. This is a cool shell that we found on the beach. I actually submitted this to a photography contest once. I didn't win, but I did get an honorable mention for it. Just because it was... because of the color pop as well as the detail in like the prints on the hand as well as the texture of the shell. I don't even know what this is. Like, I don't know if it's like a coral or a shell for some type of, I don't know, hermit crab. I have no idea. But we just found it on the beach while we were there. But where's that freaking turtle? I remember just seeing it. I'm not even kidding. Like, I would think it would be here in nature. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I did see it. This is a painted turtle. Like, look at this guy. Like, look at that eyeball. Let's see. I probably have a better one. No. See, it's focused here on his leg, so this is slightly out of focus. I get one. That might be okay. But like, look at that eye. Like, I know it's a little blurry still, but like, that's the iris here. I'm outlining the iris. But just like, wow, isn't that just so cool? Now, these turtles are huge, by the way. Like, this particular one, like, this is just part of the... Oh, excuse me. Oh, that did not feel good. I burped up a little vomit with that. Anyway, this particular turtle, I don't have anything to scale, but it was, like, the shell itself, like, about yay wide, and I'm trying to, like, encompass it, really. So it's about yay wide and about that long. It's like, it is no small turtle. I don't know, this is just, like, around my house. Like, these guys are everywhere. So, I live in Florida, so I get wildlife everywhere. Oh, wait, that was a good one. Yeah, there you go. You can see the iris a little bit better in this one. You see the line right there. Such a magnificent creature. And they don't come small here at all. Birds, gators, insects, like they're all huge here. Yeah, let's see, what other cool stuff do I have? Oh yeah, this, I have no idea what bird this is. I'm gonna guess it's also a cormorant of some kind. But this bird did not care I was there. I kid you not, I am less than a foot away right now when I took this picture. He didn't care. He was just like, oh sure, take a picture of my magnificence. Got another fun bee one. You can see the bum there, but I think I ran out of buffer before. Let's see, there's cardinal. Shoot, I forget what kind of duck this is, but I want to say it's like a rooster duck. This is actually at a city park. That one's not very well focused. I get a really good one here in a minute. That one's the male. making it look more like a rooster. The females don't look that much better, honestly. Let's skip a little bit. So this is the male and female. That's... Oh, wait. No, that's the male. And this is the female. That's right. I don't know why I mixed that up. But I get a picture of the female pretty up close here in a second. Did I not get just a headshot? Yeah. Like, this is not the nest. It was just resting. But yeah, it's such a magnificent little duck. They're also bigger than the like the usual mallard that you would see. Like they're the size of larger chickens. Okay, more flowers. Oh, I got a butterfly in that one? That's cool. I mean, my shutter speed is way too slow if it's blurry like that. Oh yeah, this is Alucard. At the time I took this picture, I was actually living with my cousins, also here in Florida. And this little guy, this is an American racer snake. Totally harmless. I mean, it'll nip at you, but it won't do anything. Really. But it's funny enough. It is also related to the rattlesnake. As funny as that is, but like, look at him. He's so cute. Look at those curious eyes. Look at him. I named him Alucard because he's black. Yeah, after I took these pictures, I got a little too close with my camera. Ooh, that's a really good one. Yeah, I got a little too close to my camera because then he recoiled in a defensive stance, which is why he's kind of whiny the way he is. I mean, I say he, but I have literally no idea whether it's male or female. But yeah, so I tried just one good one where, yeah, it might, no. Yeah, one good one where it's the head that's in focus. Yeah, there we go. So it's a really smooth snake. And it is fast. I see why they call it the racer, because when I tried to catch it to take it outside of this pool enclosure. Yeah, here in Florida, that's actually something I should bring up, is some people have outdoor pools, and then they surround their pools in like a screen mesh all around it. So it's like kind of like a greenhouse, but with screen walls. Anyway, this guy got in from a rain gutter. And as I was trying to pick him up, that snake was like to the other side of the pool as I was trying to grab him. The strategy that ended up working is I chased him to a door, and with the pool skimmer, I just kind of like ushered him out, and then off he went. But these snakes are fast, like faster than I can run, and I can run them pretty fast. Crazy. So 100% I could see why they call them racer snakes. Do I got any other good ones here in the nature one? Let's see, there's Letchworth again. Let's restart the music here. I really should have a link to my website down below in my panels. So I should post in them more often. This is a local park. This is Julian B. Lane in Tampa. And it has this rather like coral-like structure to it. It's actually one of my wallpapers, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna see if it's gonna be on my other monitor here in a minute. Oh, that's also a fun picture. I really like that one. Okay, that one's shell. Yeah, there we go. That is actually the true color of this like coral-like thing. It is crazy. My website, You know what? Hold on. I haven't posted this one specifically, but I really should. But yeah, if you were to go to nonegatives.pro, this is my website. If it would load. Yeah, you can go to any of my categories or so. You know, look at some of the portraits that I've taken pictures of. This is my niece, actually. And this is my neighbor's cat. And we were just out on a walk one day, and I was taking pictures of Amber because her mom wanted me to. And this just kind of happened. This is probably my favorite one. It's just, meh. She's not even 2 yet in these pictures. Yeah, so I got... I really need to just have another page dedicated to just random stuff. Yeah, and then I've done some volunteer model photography. So this is Grace and Bella the service dog. And these guys were just sweet. These girls were just sweet. She is also a local photographer. I really need to do some model work for her just to even stuff out. Yeah, they were super fun to work with. Bella is a puppy. She is a pit bull and something else mix that I can't think of the name. And absolute treat. This is probably my favorite pictures. Just grabbing the ball from me. I told her that I told Grace that she needs to send these pictures to her mom because I know it would make her happy. Yeah, I need to get more clients. Oh, what the heck? Why is this taking so long to render? Jeez. Yeah, this was Valentine's Day this year. I went to the St. Pink Pier to get some couples photos. I told them to annoy each other the whole shoot. Yeah, that way it's a little bit more candid. Yeah, I do all sorts of different photography. Like, I really need to get some stuff for this page. It's not... I have stuff, or had stuff. I did not get permission to use it for my website, so I might just have to take this page down temporarily. But I got Christmas parties. I really need to add more pictures to this group. Like, geez, why is this... I might have to work on my website some more. This is kind of dumb. That's this huge white space. Yeah, we got some food here. Just general party goers. Oh, that's actually one one complaint I have about my cameras. In low light, it doesn't do so well. So like this woman here, she looks like she's in focus, but she's actually really out of focus, and it's just like, eeh. So I'm gonna have to work on this a little bit. You're gonna head to bed? Okay. Well, listen. I appreciate you stopping by. It was good to talk to you, catch up a little bit. I'm sure you're 2 weeks into your winter break. I almost said summer break. I don't know, us Northerners. Crazy, right? But yeah, 2 weeks into your winter break, almost. I'm sure your kids would really love to see you again. So yeah, it's good to talk to you, Blackbird. Yeah, you're welcome to stop by anytime. We still have yet to play though, but maybe we'll have to do that before your winter break is over. Okay. You know what? We're doing it. I don't care what you say. We're doing it. We're gonna play some more pub. We will play some PUBG before your summer break. Oh my gosh! I just did it again. Your winter break. No, I'm terrible too. Trust me. All right. See ya. I will probably play PUBG tomorrow if you want to play. So, anyway, have a good night, Blackbird. I think I'm gonna sign off myself. You know what? Before you go, is there anyone I should raid or host? Anyway, have a good night. Who should I host? If you're still here, I don't know if you're still here. Oh yeah, look at that. Infinity Stream! That's fun. Alright, we're 306 followers, so thank you, Delta Force, aka my brother, for the follow today. After I ran you over. That's fun. Anyway, I will wish you all a good night. I think I will send it over to, yeah, I'll send it over to Caveman / raid Caveman PRDR. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.